Hi, my name is Eric and thank you for joining me on the Zafu's channel. In this video, we're going to be going over how to build this laptop stand. It is adjustable, it swivels, and it will cost you less than $20 to make. Some of the key features of the stand is you can raise and release and it'll stay where it is. You can lower it, you can swing it in and out, and it has a hard stop so that it won't go below a specific height. The total cost to build this stand is less than $20 from your local home box store. It consists of a couple pieces of black steel pipe, a number of fittings, and then a couple of 3D printed bushings, or you could machine them or even make them by hand with a drill. Let's start breaking down and how to put this together. So to put this together, there's a list of all the materials used on the website, on Zafu's, and there'll be a link in the description, but we're gonna go over them quickly here. Now for the wood, you're going to adjust this based off of what size laptop, what size stand you want. But just a quick what I used for this build. It's just a standard 10-inch by 16 piece of pine. I have a 16-inch piece of pine as well for the front to work as a guard to keep the laptop in place. I have just a scrap piece of MDF to give a extra meat for the screws to drill into. We have 2 pieces of 1/2-inch black steel. One is 2 feet long and one is 1 foot long with a 1/2-inch to 3/4 inch T-joint. Now it's important that the 2 3/4 be opposite each other inside this intersection with the 1/2-inch coming out. This is a pretty standard you should find on any big box store. As a tip, when you get your black pipe, it's going to be covered with this dark black residue. And so if you take a little paper towel and isopropyl alcohol, it'll clean up really nicely. It'll make working with it and future usage a lot nicer. We also have 2 flanges, 1/2-inch flanges. These seat the black steel pipe. And you can fit one onto the 2-foot section. Now this 2-foot section is what we use for our main shaft to support the laptop stand. There's 2. So this is the main shaft that we use to support the laptop stand. In your other flange, you'll need a nipple, just a standard, it's about a 1-inch nipple that fits right into the flange. Now, once this is locked in, it'll lock in there very tightly. How black steel pipe works is it's not a straight thread, it's actually tapered. So as you torque it in, it'll seize in place. And that's exactly what you want. You're gonna need a 90-degree right angle. And then for aesthetics, 1/2-inch cap. Now, you don't need to use the cap. I choose to use the cap. Then onto the 3D printed parts. You're gonna need 2 bushings, the files for which will be available on the website, and a 3D printed collar, which will be on the website. 3D printed collar uses a 8/32 machine screw and nut. This will also work with an M4 screw and nut. This is going to ride up and down on the main shaft. And if you tighten it too much, you're gonna have to loosen it to get the slide down. So. Next, what we're gonna do is we have to take our T section and we're gonna take our 2 3D printed caps, and now they'll just slide right inside of the fitting. And we have one here on the print bed that we need to take off still. When they come off the print bed, you might find that they don't easily slide down the pipe. They should, but if for some reason it does not on your pipe, it's very simple. Just sand a little bit inside here. A little bit goes a long way and it should fit down snugly. You can put on the rest of our fittings. We have a 90-degree 1/2 inch fitting, we will just gently rotate around. Again, at this point, we don't want to over torque these because we want to be able to adjust them when we get them into place. And then we have our 1/2 inch flange with our 1 inch long nipple, and that will fit right onto the end of the 90 degree. So then if we just want to mock up what we're going to do, we have the shaft that's going to go and be mounted to our table. And we have our swing arm, which we will just line up, and there we go. It slides on perfectly. And then if we wanted to, we could put the final cap on for display purposes. So if we're going to put together the wood sections, so we'll just slide this up and off for right now. And then we'll focus on getting together the wood portion. We use about 12 of these drywall screws in the build. And drywall screws are more than strong enough to hold this assembly together. Now, we're positioning the block that we're actually binding the flange into on the far side about 12 inches over. And the reason for that is I don't really want this to swing out that far when it is in use. So this is going to provide a lot more compactness. And then, so we're just going to finish screwing this on. And then we're going to take our flange here, take it off of the 1 foot section, and we'll just screw the flange in here now. So now the last thing we have to do is put the front face little lip onto the stand so the laptop don't fall off. It really does help if you pre-drill all your holes. Make sure things don't split. Then take our board like so, and we just drive it together. So now we're just going to attach the swing arm to the board. You see it's still pretty loose, and that's okay. We'll just move it around. And attaching this at this stage makes it so much easier than trying to monkey with it once you have it on the upright. And you don't need to go too tight. It really locks down, and like I said, if you wanted to, you can add some Loctite to this, and we can just slide it right down onto our upright. At this point, we can tighten up just by spinning the board around to get it to the exact tightness that we want. And we really do have a lot of torquing force here if we want to use it. So now we can raise it, it'll sit locked in place, can be moved, and we can lower it. The last part of the build is we just take this 1/2 inch cap that we have and we put it on top and just screw it down nice and tight. Put your laptop on here. You can adjust this, get it exactly where you want it. And then once you're in place, perfect. You have an awesome laptop stand. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for notifications on new content. Also, jump on over to zafoos.com for project files and additional information. And until next time, remember, help make the change you want to see in this world.